Don't be shy, 'cause life won't bring you down too far.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Dave Coldwell, who's looking rather well at the moment, glowing.
I'm feeling it, mate. I'm feeling well, thank you very much. So yeah, all good. How are you?
All good, all good. I feel like this month's going to be a quiet month. I know there's a couple of shows on, but I just think the relentlessness of Fight Camp and then suddenly not being in that, and obviously you was well involved in Fight Camp all the way through, more or less. But it just seems like September's going to be a little bit of a quieter month.
Yeah, I think September's all about preparing for October, as far as I'm concerned, and the following now. So I'm busy in the gym. Everything's back to normal in the gym and everything. So on that score, it's good. And football season's back, so things are starting to get back to normal as such. So yeah, things will pick up in the next couple of weeks, I think.
No, it's weird that the football season starts up again on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's been a strange one, hasn't it? Because it's the last season seems to have gone on forever. I know there's a big break of it, but then to start all again, and then everything's just gone on forever, and then now they're starting back straight away. It's just not much of a break at all. But I'm glad, because it gives us something to watch and something to follow again. It's just that normality, and hopefully, MTK have started doing a lot of shows to join Frank's shows and Eddie's shows. Kieran Farrell's got a show coming up. So hopefully, on the boxing side of things, once we start getting into October, I'm hoping that things can start getting a little busier and a bit more active, because there are so many fighters that just aren't with your major promoters, that are desperate to get back out. And obviously the fighters that are with the major promoters, are on limited amount of opportunities this year. So just need things to get back to normal overall. And for me, the big indication is football. I think everything just follows football. So if you allow crowds in at football, then crowds will go in everything else. And if they start allowing crowds into boxing, then you've got more chance of the smaller promoters putting on shows.
No, I agree. I think everyone, as soon as it's interesting to see what they'll do with the football, because like I had an email from Arsenal saying that the earliest possibility of a crowd coming back, whatever that crowd is the 3rd of October. So that was like with your season ticket thing, that's what they tell you. So they don't games between there and then. So interesting to see. But once that's resolved itself, everything else will, like you said, follow suit.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it all starts going to plan.
Hopefully. Let's talk about your fighters at the minute. So we saw news yesterday that Umar Sadiq is fighting Chudinov.
So I found that out. Somebody sent me that poster. I think it was a week ago, just over a week ago. I think it might have been. I got a message saying, no, first was who's Lerone fighting. I was like, Umar Sadiq. We're just waiting for Warren to announce the date. We was told October 24th, just waiting for that. We were told originally October 10th, then it got moved to October 24th. Just waiting for the promoter to announce it. Can't really say anything. Then the next message was that picture. I was like, oh, okay. So that's it. So news will be coming out about our replacement fight, which is a very, very good fight. But again, it's not my place because I'm not his promoter. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for Umar Sadiq. But this is a fantastic opportunity for Lerone as well. So we all move on in our own directions.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shame we never. I'm not saying we haven't got to see that fight, but for the immediate future, it doesn't look like it's on the table. But
no.
maybe at some point in 2021, it can be revisited.
Who knows? But all I do know is that Lerone wins this next fight, then we're looking at the higher parts of the division really, and looking towards building into a world level fighter. It, it's been a bit frustrating because, like I said, we're waiting for. It's not our place to speak about what's the dates and things like that. So we just left it, and everyone thinks that Lerone. I've seen people saying Lerone's swerving him. No, he had. I explained the situation in one of my interviews before that he had the birth of his child, and when listen. When you want to be there for the birth of your child and you've got a date when you think you don't know if it's going to come 2 weeks early, 2 weeks late, you don't know anything. There's a lot of things that go on in people's mind when they've got a kid on the way. And then also, a lot of dads want to be there for the birth and then spend a bit of time bonding. Lerone his family, and he doesn't live where he trains. So he has to come up, stay away from his family and things like that. When you've got as soon as the baby arrives, you need to spend time with your baby. So I said to Lerone, have 2 weeks off, and go and spend time with your baby and bond. So he did that, and his mind's so much better since he's come back because he ain't got that weight on his shoulders. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and so the fight then got moved to. We was told we were just waiting on dates. Could be September. Could be October. Then it was October 10th. Then it was October 24th. So we're just, I don't know. We're just preparing for whatever date is finalised and is done. I'm just waiting for Queensbury, Frank Warren to announce the date because it's that's their thing. Do you know what I mean? So whatever date it is, the run will be ready. But the fight that we've been offered and we've talked is a fantastic fight, it's a fantastic opportunity. So we're happy and we're preparing for that.
I've got to say, there could be a tag team match between Joshua and Fury against King Kong and Godzilla, and I wouldn't want to miss the birth of my first child for that.
But that's it. That's it. It's like what I explained to Lerone. I said, listen, because in the last couple of weeks before I gave him the 2 weeks off, I said to him, his mind was he just wasn't there. He was working hard and everything, but that focus level, because he was a bit like a big weight on his shoulders, which he would be. It's away from his family. I remember when I was working with Haymaker, I got back in time for my son's birth by 25 minutes. I got a phone call. It was a sparring session with George Groves and Ryan Aston, I think it was. And round one was completed. My wife always said that I'll never call you unless it's due. And I looked at my phone at the end of the round and I got a missed call. Are you all right? She was like, no, it's on his way. I was like, what? So I had to travel from London back home, and I got there with 25 minutes later, he was born. Now, so a fighter that I'm just a coach, but a fighter that's actually preparing for a fight that has that weight, is away from his family. It's a lot of pressure. So once he's gone and he's met his baby and he's spent time with it, bonding, because it's not just a case of watch it pop out and then you go again. You got to spend time with it. You got to bond with the baby, and the family together as a unit. And then once that was sorted, then his mind's been great and he's back on it. But I did say to him, listen, at the end of the day, your child is going to be there. That's it. You're there for for the rest of your life. That's number one. And boxing and the fight can always get put back a week, which it did. It got from, I think it was supposed to be September or October, and then it got put back September or August or something. I can't remember the original date, and then it got moved to October. And that's what we was happy with. Listen, you can move a date around, not a problem, but you can't move the date around for when your kid's about to get, unless you're having a planned C-section sort of thing. But you can't really move a date around when a baby's going to arrive. So that was a priority, and that's what it is. And there's no apologies for that, but there's no duckings and things like that. People from his end saying they're running scared and stuff like that. No, there's some things that are a bit bigger than boxing.
Absolutely. Well, I was just thinking about the views there, that if AJ and Fury were to fight King Kong and Godzilla, I really want to miss that. But yeah, I'm only joking. Dave, Jordan Gill, obviously off the back of the win against Reece Bellotti at the start of fight camp. What's the plans?
Spoke said he'll be out again at the end of the year. He'll be out once more this year, which he hurt his hand in that fight, his right hand. So at the moment he's just training with his left, his jabbing hand. Wasn't a break, it's soft, it's the soft tissue that is damaged, but he was having ultrasound on it. He's still having treatment on it, still can't use it or anything. Yeah, he hurt his hand in that fight, and so he wouldn't be able to fight until the end of the year anyway. So it's not really made any difference to him. Just getting him out once more this year. I'm hoping that he'll be back punching with it in probably about 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. But he's doing everything else, just not with the right hand. But I'm over the moon with that performance. Boxed really, really well. Did everything that it was supposed to do, that we worked on in training, that he was doing in sparring. There's nothing better and more satisfying for me than the things that you're working on together. They take it on in sparring, and then they're doing it in sparring, and then they take it into fight night, and you see it. And he boxed brilliant, punched perfect. So yeah, I mean, that was a fight that a lot of people was tipping him to get banged out in. A lot of people were saying that it was going to come unstuck in, and he boxed brilliant, and I'm over the moon for him. So now we're hopefully going to, Eddie did say that he was going to get a title fight at the end of the year, and that's still the plan. And hopefully a massive 2021.
What's next for your cruiser stroke heavyweight? When's he out next?
Cruiser stroke heavyweight?
Yeah, Bellew. When's he out?
Do you know what? I thought for a minute, I thought, have I gone puncher? Who the fuck am I? No, mate. No.
I'm joking. Don't worry.
He might fight you.
I'd fight him. I wouldn't body spar him, because you know what?
No,
if
you
I did,
won't.
Yeah. I'd have to proper be prepared to, because I always feel like if people do this with me, they want to sort of, one up the ribs.
Yeah. Give that on a swerve.
Give that on a swerve. Amy Timlin?
Yeah, excited about that. Listen, Kieran's, rolled the dice and he's doing a show behind closed doors, which is fantastic. And the fight for Amy, it's a Commonwealth title fight. It's a 5th fight, but it's a fight that would you take it if it was just an 8-rounder or a 10-rounder? Yes, you would. So it's about the opportunity. Get the opportunity, and then what it does, it breaks her into this little booming business of women's boxing. To be honest, we've seen all the way through fight camp, every fight has been a cracker. Every fight, there's been eyes on it. There's so much excitement about the women's game right now, and the best thing is it's not just a case of, you don't watch it anymore and say, oh, that was a good fight for a women's fight, weren't it? You just say that's a good fight. That was a great fight. That's it, and that's what's been consistent about them. So it's a chance for Amy to gate crash that, and because people within the trade know what a talent she is, know what a fighter she is, but the wider public obviously don't yet. But if she gets hold of that Commonwealth title, then you can start seeing, her on your screens and being in some good fights. So I'm excited for her for that, and she's got a great work ethic. Kieran's doing a great job with her in the gym. They're working hard every day, learning new things, adding things to a game. She's been getting some great sparring over the past few months to a year. With the likes of Terry Harper and Tasha Jonas and other people like that. So she's picking up the experience in the gym. Now it's just about getting that championship experience now in fights, and this is what this next fight is going to bring. It's it's going to. I think you're going to see, because it's a championship distance. I think you're going to see the best out of her.
Yeah, like you said, women's boxing is absolutely thriving, and it shouldn't really be meant. It will always be referred to as women's boxing, but I understand what you're saying. When there's a great fight, like between Harper and Jonas recently, people weren't going, "Oh, that's a great women's fight." That was just a great fight. I think as soon as people get out of the mould of that, you know.
I think, but this is something that we've said from the beginning, because when it first burst onto the scenes, you had one or two of the women that were quality, but then all the opponents weren't very good. And then it's like the rebirth since the Katie Taylor generation, where Katie, you'd look at Katie, I remember on her debut, I was like, fucking hell, she can fight. Forget about whether she's a man or a woman, she can fight. And that was the first person that you'd look at now where you see like that. And then there's other fighters out there, but the strength in depth, what I mean is you was always fighting a weaker opponent to the house name sort of thing. Whereas now what we're getting is, and what we've got for the future, because I'm seeing some of these amateur girls that are coming through, high quality, very, very good fighters. So now we're going to get, because we're getting more of a strength in depth, the actual matchups are really, really good. It's not just fighter A who's good beating up somebody who's totally out of depth. You know, we're getting some really good matchups because the depth's getting better. And then, like I said, in the future, it's just going to get better and better, because you look at the next generation of amateurs that are coming through, and they are really, really good fighters. So, like I said, is now there are that many of them now that you can look at, and you don't look at them. Whereas instead of you say, "Oh, yeah, she can fight for a woman," now it's just she can fight. You know, and the fights now aren't just a case of great. It's a great fight for women's boxing, or it's a great fight for women. It's just a great fight for boxing, you know, entertainment and excitement.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, I do want to talk to you about Dillian Whyte. I know you didn't particularly want to kind of talk after the fight for a little while, actually. It's been a couple of weeks now. Are you okay to talk about it now? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was must have been a strange one for you, because you was almost kind of just thrown in there last minute, pretty much. And I just wanted to kind of you give me an assessment of what unfolded that night, which was it's still being talked about now.
Yeah, it was. Listen, it was. I went down on the Thursday, had my tests and everything, and the first time that I saw anybody was Thursday night. The weigh-in's Friday, the fight Saturday, and he had a great camp. Everything went great. He was fit. He was, he was sharp. He was happy in his training. All the team, from Zav to the S&C coaches to his physios, everybody was happy. Everybody was happy with what what they've seen and what they've done. And the fight, he was beating Povetkin, but I didn't quite agree with when I, watching it back. It was almost as though and what a lot of people were saying is it was just that Povetkin caught him with one shot and that was it. I didn't quite really agree with that. I thought that the first couple of rounds, especially, Povetkin was landing a lot of good body shots, and they take an effect on you, make you more lethargic, take your legs away, make you a little bit heavier. As you get lethargic mentally, you'll make mistakes, or you'll slow down, or become distracted. And so Povetkin's also setting you up when he's throwing them left hooks. So the shot that he landed wasn't just a lucky shot; it was a very, very good shot. But Dillian, yes, he was in control, and the round before he'd nailed him twice. This when people are saying, "Oh, he should have jumped all over him." At the end of the second round, I think there's about 10 seconds left when he gets up. It's not a long time to jump all over somebody, especially when Povetkin goes down, but he gets up really, really quick. And Povetkin, that he's very good at that with short range punching. So if you're going to go in, you're liable to cop for one. And every time they exchanged, for me, Povetkin was always cashing with that left hook underneath. He was always cashing with something during an exchange. So it's easy for people to say he should have just jumped all over him, but when you remember it's heavyweight boxing, and you can walk straight onto a shot when you're completely in control, and it's over. Anthony Joshua in the first Ruiz fight, catches Ruiz, drops Ruiz, goes straight in without thinking about anything. He just charges straight in. And what happened? He got caught by a guy that can put his hands together very fast on the inside. Povetkin can put his hands together very fast on the inside, and he can punch. And so you can't just recklessly just jump in and just finish him like that. You know, like I said, AJ did it himself, and he paid the price for it. You know, so, and again, when there's only 10 seconds, you have to still go in behind the jab. You have to still think about what you're going to do, even when you're going in to finish somebody off. And you know, he gets a minute break. Start of the 5th round. It's like literally what, 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds in the start of the fifth round, he gets caught with that shot. And it's heavyweight boxing. You know, it's heavyweight boxing. It can happen. Unfortunately, it happened to Dillian that night.
When me and you spoke on your way home that night,
yeah,
you were talking about with me the work that Povetkin was putting into Dillian's body.
Yeah,
breaking him down basically. But it might have not have been as obvious. But I just wanted you to talk to me about that.
So that's how I saw it in them first couple of rounds. I thought, obviously, after those, round 3, I can't remember. I'll be honest with you, I watched it when I came back that night, and I haven't watched it since. Round 3, from what I remember, Dillian started getting his jab off really, really well. I mean, he got his jab off well right from the start, but he started taking a lot of sting out of Povetkin. But then obviously round 4, you saw what happened, and when you find your range, and when he was nice and long and popping those shots, popping the jab and setting his power shots were coming off the jab, Povetkin wasn't getting to his body like it was when he was going in there, you know, looking to exchange. And like I said to you, body shots are very, very underrated. Number one, for setting people up for what's going to come down the line, or just for taking that sting out of them and slowing them down and just making them heavy, especially these big guys. You know, when they're getting caught with them shots and just getting a little bit off balance when they get caught with a shot, there's a lot of weight to be dropping on these legs, you know, taking the sharpness away from your legs. And I just thought the first couple of rounds, especially when Dillian was leaning in, he was getting caught with a lot of body shots. And I didn't, you know, that's something that I see, and I don't think any of my fighters, I'd be like, don't give him them body shots. Don't give him the opportunity to land those sort of shots, especially if you can control it yourself at the range that you've got. But yeah, that's what was, you know, what I saw.
At the end of the 4th round, obviously there was, you know, the bell went. There wasn't enough time for any kind of third wave of Dillian trying to finish that job off in that 4th round. But when he come back to the corner, what did you say to him, David?
All that I said was, you see that basically, roughly, it's not word for word, but roughly, you see that it all came off that jab. Another 2. So I think I said side on jab, because when he was stood square on, I didn't feel that the jab was as effective as when he was a little bit more side on and he was getting that extra length on his jab, and he was just taking the sting out of Povetkin. He was landing it at will. And you watch the first knockdown, it all came off the jab, got his range, fires the right hand, comes back with a left hook. The second knockdown, same. It all, you know, no, it was that the second knockdown was the uppercut when he comes on to him on the ropes. It was just without loading up. It didn't need to load up with him. And then all I said is, I think I said one or 2 more rounds of that, and he'll be done. Just keep taking the sting out of him. Some people would want you to just go in and rush there, but for me, like I said, when there's a fighter that's very good on the inside and he's a wounded animal, listen, I said before the fight, if Povetkin was of the mindset where he's winding himself down now, then when Hunter got off to such a great start, he wouldn't have gutted it out. He wouldn't have gritted his teeth and come back into that fight and fought with the same tenacity as what he did. He'd kind of accepted losing on points. So you know that he's a wounded animal. You know that he's very, very dangerous. You know that he's very, very sharp on the inside. And for me, round 4, you've got the measure of him. Just another couple of rounds of that, he won't be there. You know, a couple of rounds of that to keep chipping away, and then the power shots will come off your jab, and he won't be there. He'll either be fucked or you'll knock him out. And unfortunately, he got beat to the punch in round 5.
How did you work with the corner on the night? Well,
yeah, before the start of the fight, Zav just said to me, "I need you to be vocal." I said, "I like you to be vocal." So that's what I was. Zav's got a great relationship with Dillian, and you know, I thought we worked all right.
obviously, immediately after the fight, it was kind of clear that I don't think a lot of the outside public knew that there was even a rematch clause for that fight until it was obviously announced.
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
But obviously, straight after, you know, Eddie Hearn's job is to kind of not dwell on what's just happened and to focus on getting Dillian back on track. And the rematch news come out that night. Povetkin's team seem open to that, and now they're set to announce that, I believe, this week. Couple of questions really on this, Dave. Do you think it is the right decision to rematch Povetkin straight away and so soon in November? Yeah. And also, is there a possibility that you may be involved with Dillian on a sort of a longer capacity going into that fight?
I don't know. Listen, I was asked if I could help out. You know, he asked me if I could help out, and we have spoke since. I'll just leave that up to Dillian to say what he wants to say. That's not really my place. Either Dillian or Zav, that's their place. And yeah, so there's not really a lot I can say with that one. But do I think that it's right that he goes straight back in? Yes, 100%. Because he knows how to beat him. He knows how to beat him. He lost concentration. He did it's boxing. You do the wrong things multiple times in boxing, and you get away with it. But if it marries up with the shot that they're throwing at the wrong time, then you don't get away with it. And it's heavyweight boxing. He didn't get beat up. He got caught with one shot. Although it's more devastating, it looks worse. A lot of times that's a better thing. It's not. It's not like you're adding miles on the clock. Me personally, I would rather it be December than November. But obviously, you can't. You know, when you're talking about available dates, especially in this situation the world's in, you take the dates when you can. And if it's a case where it's either November or it's gone, or it's February, March time, no, take the fight. You know, he's had a I think he's had a week off or 2 weeks off. He's back ticking over, and then he'll start the hard work. But you have to remember that back in the day, the olden days, fighters used to fight a lot more regularly than what we do now. These days, it almost seems like, you need a 12-week camp. You know, kids at 4-rounders are saying they need 12-week camps. You know, you don't. It's how you work the time that you've got. You know, and he's got enough time to bring yourself down, let yourself rest, do just a little bit to close, but without the hard slog of training. And then when it gets to whatever weeks that they decide as a camp that they're going to push things, then they'll do that. You know, he's not, because he's trained for so long, and he's got a good level of fitness. In the week that he had off, and you know, the week or two that he's just ticking over doing little bits, he's not going to lose a massive amount of fitness. So yeah, and also he's gonna give yourself time from sparring to recover from the actual knockout itself as well. So yeah, I think he's got plenty of time to prepare in every aspect for the fight.
When I did an interview with Dillian this time last week, I did ask him whether he felt that the disruption in camp, trainer-wise, midway through the camp, had any effect on the night. He said no. I was talking to Billy Joe actually on an interview yesterday, and he believes that, like, Dillian might not realise it, but it's one of those things that could have had an impact, because, you know, camps are camps, but when there is a change in the camp, to do with the head trainer as there was with Mark Tibbs, it might have had an impact that he didn't realise. Is that fair?
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's a difficult thing for me to speak about because it's none of my business. But if you're asking my opinion, I don't know what went off with Mark Tibbs and Dillian Whyte. It's none of my business, so
No,
I don't know, right? And I'm not
It's
interested
just
in
to
that.
change itself is what I'm asking, just to change.
But what I will say is that yeah, I don't know what Xavier was doing while Mark was there. If he was still working with him and things like that, how much time they've worked together in the past. If it just slots in like that, then that's fine. Then that's fine. But if like anything, if Mark Tibbs and Dillian work like that, and Tibbs worked on certain things that were a benefit of Dillian, that aren't then going to get worked on because Tibbs isn't there, then obviously that's not that, unless it's been replaced and it's been maintained, then obviously that's gonna have an effect. But then if the next dimension comes in and that's still, I don't know how Zav works. I don't watch if I don't watch the training, you can't really speak. You only have people only see what happens on fight night. But it's a difficult one because let's just say mentally, it depends on what that man's like. Because if things like that don't affect Dillian Whyte, then mentally he's fine. Whereas some people, so it's like some people, if there's a kickoff at weigh-in, they're agitated. Why? It drains them a lot of energy. Whereas other people, it's like Bellew. Bellew can flare up, turn his back straight away, and he's right back down. It's cool, calm. It's not took anything out of him whatsoever. And then people are saying, "Oh, he's wasting energy. Oh, he's wound up. Or is this that?" Well, some people handle that, and it doesn't affect them. Whereas some people, it will do. They'll be completely drained, and the mind's taken off it, and they're worrying about things. So it depends on what personalities are. And I don't know anybody. I don't know Dillian well enough to be able to comment on that.
Obviously, this situation we want to talk about is, or mention rather, is a little bit different because of the time scale. But when Froch fought Groves, obviously Adam and George split quite soon before the fight. Paddy Fitzpatrick come in. People were saying afterwards, "Oh, if Adam was in the corner, that might have been a different result, etc. It might have been a different fight." But that was obviously on a smaller timescale. This happened obviously in the middle of a camp 2 or 3 months ago now. So
so this is what my understanding is that Xavier was out there working with Dillian for 5 months, so he knows him inside out.
Yeah.
And it's not even like when you're training them here for 5 months. You're out in a camp where it's basically just you lot. That's it. You're in your own bubble. You're training together. You're eating together. Going for walks together. There's a really good relationship between Xavier and Dillian there. And so on a personality sense, I don't think that'll have made any difference.
He's adamant, by the way, Dave, that it hadn't. But that's what that's what he's.
But this is where it comes into it. We all have opinions, right? Me, Sam, we all other aspects and everything. We all have opinions, right? And we all think, oh, maybe that, or maybe that. But ultimately, fighters that have reached this certain level are not stupid in the sense that they must know what they feel good with and what they're working with. It's like when people say, "Oh, fucking, why is he doing this? Why is he working with him? Just because your opinion is that he's not good enough. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about anybody in general. Just because Coach A is not good enough. Well, if this fighter is a successful fighter, he's been around the game for years, then he must obviously think that he's good enough. And he obviously must think that he gets the best out of him, because otherwise, when he knows that there's something so important in order to win, surely he would want to get somebody else if he wasn't, And we can all have opinions, but we're not in that day in, day out. And so we don't know. And it goes for everybody. You know, people, listen, I get slated all the time, but I don't ask the fighters to come to me. And then when I'm working with a fighter, if they don't think it works, they'll leave. If they think it works, they'll stay. Bellew never left. Fowler did. So it's like everybody can have an opinion, and it's like when people say, "Oh, I don't think Fowler should have left," but obviously it weren't working for Fowler, so Fowler left. The fighter has to do what's best for him or what he thinks is best for him, and it's like it's shit, you know. And you're not, you know, as a coach, you know, oh yeah, I put all that time into him and things like that, yeah. But if it's not working for the fighter, then the fighter's got that one chance. So he should surely be looking at things and thinking, I have to make sure this is right for me. So what I'm saying is if Dillian Whyte is working with Zav, then he must think that works for him.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what anybody else wants to think.
Absolutely. I think sometimes we're not around them 24/7 to know their complete train, their relationship, and it's easy for someone on the outside who maybe not knows Dave too well to go, oh, why are they together when Dillian can go and get anyone? But sometimes it's not about that. It's not about going and get the best name on paper. It's like football, isn't it? They don't necessarily go for the best manager they can possibly get on paper. It's the one that fits the club the best.
That's 100%, and it's you know, I think that's a big thing. It's no good. You know, people say about what have you done? What has he done? What has he done? How can he be a trainer? If he manages to get the best out of his fighter, then he's a good fit for that fighter.
Yeah.
Because you can bring in somebody else who's an esteemed coach and shit like that, and you won numerous world titles and everything. But if he can't get the best out of that fighter, it might as well be just a PT trainer. You know, you need to be able to get the best out of your fighter.
Okay, David, we've spoken for quite a long time today, actually, 40 odd minutes. Well, I appreciate that, because I've not heard you speak about that night. I don't know if you have spoken about it or not.
No, not really. I'm just mentioning it briefly. But yeah, not really. It was a shit night. It was a shit night. It really was. I've had a great fight camp. People seem to forget Jordan Gill and Opie Price were absolutely brilliant on the shows. It just wasn't that night, and since it's just not been a great time. I think it was because there was no crowd as well. It was the most eeriest, awfulest sort of ending. It was just weird, no atmosphere, nothing. It was just weird. I said after Jordan's fight, Jordan's was a big fight for us and a big fight for him. And after his win, because there was no crowd, there was no celebration. It was like it was weird. It was awkward, and it was like a sparring session. You just go, "Oh, well done, mate. Nice one. Cheers, mate. Well done." That was it. But then the same sort of thing where, because there was no atmosphere and no crowd when Dillian got beat, it was really eerie. It was fucking horrible. It was just horrible, and I just felt so sorry for him. I'm a big fan of Dillian Whyte, and just as a boxing fan, you know, regardless of working with him or whatever, I'm just a big fan of him, and I really want him to win, get his shot as a world title, and hopefully win a world title. And on that night, and at that time especially, I didn't know there was a rematch clause, so I'm just there and in the ring, and I'm just fucking devastated for him. I'll be honest with you, after I found out there was an immediate rematch clause, I remember when Ed told me, I was like, oh, great, because I'm sure it wins the rematch. I'm sure it wins the rematch, you know. So I'm happy for him on that. But also, it's like when, you know, sometimes you get a little bit disheartened, you get a little bit pissed off when, you know, somebody asks you to be part of the team, or somebody asks you to help, or you ask me to do an interview, but yet people on the outside think somehow I've got some master power that I go and I tell Dillian Whyte that I want to be in his corner. I tell Tony Bellew that I want to coach him. I pick up the phone to you and say, "Hey, interview me." It don't work that way, you know. But I get shit for that. People saying that, you know, and You know, it's like people like to knock and give you digs and stuff, and you know, your fighters get knocked out and stuff like that. Well, really, if you want to look at it, I've got quite a lot of fighters that win fights as well, you know, and fighters that are trained that win fights. Yes, we have the odd loss, but so does everybody else. Do you know what I mean? But you know, people like just I think it's whenever you have a loss, whenever you had a bad night, people like to jump all over it, I suppose.
It was very vocal
you know,
on social media about this the week of after the fight, weren't you? About what you're talking about now.
Yeah. I just think people just love to be negative. I think that it's not cool to be positive. If you tweet somebody a good job, well done on what you're doing, whatever, you're kissing arse and you're seen as a suck up and you're seen as this. But if you're negative to them, then everyone's like, yeah, you're jumping on it and fucking, you know, giving abuse. And it's like, hang on a minute, well, you fucking why are people's mentality more geared towards it's more acceptable to be negative than it is to be positive and just fucking say, oh fucking hell, great fight, mate, well done, or well done, fucking Eddie or Frank for putting on a show, well done for having bold to put on a show and doing all the bollocks that's going off right now. You can't say that because either it seems like there are sets of people out there that will do everything to jump all over and criticize either Matchroom or anybody connected to Matchroom, or Warren or anybody connected to Warren. And it's like, fucking hell, just be thankful that there's boxing back. Be thankful that fighters are getting opportunities and things are happening. And it's like, let's just fucking be a little bit more positive about shit. And it's the same thing as boxers, coaches, whatever, yourself in you know what you do with media. We're all just trying to do his best. Nobody's a fucking genius, flawless character and genius, flawless, fucking top of the game, supreme being. Everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody wins. Everybody loses. But why is it just so acceptable for people that don't even know what they don't even know what it takes to do what the people that they're criticizing are doing? You know, there's a lot of difference between just having I ain't got a problem with opinions, but it's when people are vile and just fucking nasty about it and just kind of like stamping all over you while you're down. You know, I think it's shit, but that's just my opinion. And you know, it's like we all have oh fucking Man United was shit other night. Oh fucking hell! But I'm not vile about it. I don't say oh fucking ease this, ease that, fucking rah rah rah. No, I'm not vile about it. Fucking hell, we're shit. We should be better than that. Fucking hell, yeah, that's an opinion. But yeah, I'm not. It's a difference between vile and shit, and it's the vile abuse that goes on, and people like to jump all over you when shit starts going a bit south. That I think it's just puzzling. I just think it's just society. It's an element of society, and while it's like that, things are always going to be, you know, always going to be tough if you stick your neck out trying to do things that are different or trying to, you know, be outside the box.
I agree. I don't know if it's just this country or the world in general, but
I don't know. I think maybe.
Please, when Joshua got beat, like,
oh fucking hell,
Ruiz and Dillian the other day as well.
But it's like I remember when I was at York Hall and David A was boxing somewhere else on the same. I think we had Pelly Reid on, and so I was at York Hall. Hay boxed Thompson somewhere else, on the same night. And I remember when news came through that Thompson had beat David A. Fucking these people in front of me that I know I've seen were friends with Hay and Booth, fucking jumping up and down because he got knocked out. I was like, whoa. And it's just
Khan got it when he lost to Prescott.
Yeah.
Khan got it because I was in a bar watching that fight and people were celebrating that.
Yeah. But Khan
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but Khan's another one. He gets it a lot. Listen, he does a lot of things that you know people get frustrated with and stuff like that. But it's like end of the day, it's just If somebody gets beat, I don't like. There you go. That's it. I've never celebrated somebody getting beat. I can't say I've ever, because it doesn't. Whether they win or lose, unless they're fighting my guy, it makes no difference to my life.
Yeah.
So I don't get that emotional and happy and joyous about somebody else's failure. If somebody I like wins, then yeah, I'm fucking buzzing, and because I'm kind of like emotionally invested in somebody doing well that I like. But I never get emotionally invested in somebody failing, because it don't make any difference to me. I don't get it when things don't make any difference to you, and that's what generally a lot of people on social media, whatever we do, whether we win or we lose, it doesn't really make any difference to their lives.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And so that's what I don't get.
I remember when one of my first away trips, like abroad, was when Gavin Rees fought Adrian Broner. And I was in the third row cheering Gav on, right, as media. And
Yeah.
I had a proper, someone give me a proper bollocking over it, going, "You can't cheer in press row." And I told him to fuck off. I said, "Come on, The Rock." But I was still a bit wet now, but back then, I think it was one of my first two within the first couple of away trips. But I was going there for Gav. I weren't, because no one really kind of knew a lot about Adrian Broner. This is a good, eight years ago. And no one knew really Broner was a kind of name, but not the name he is now. No. I went there for Gav, but I was cheering Gav on, and I was like, got told to shut up.
Yeah. No, it is what it is. People like me are never going to change that sort of fucking opinion. So it'll just keep on coming and it'll keep growing. But I find it a bit shitty, and I find it a bit sad how people do, they do they get off on it, and I think like, oh well, just is there something missing in your life? I don't know. Strange.
Just finally, I nearly forgot him, but I won't forget him. Hopey Price. What's the crack with him? What's going on?
I think he'll be out November time, I believe. Just waiting for a confirmed date. But mate, he's good, mate. He's good. He's improving. He's a good fighter, mate. He's so young as well. 20 years old, only just 20. Bags of potential, bags of talent, learning every day, and he's got the attitude. He's got such a great attitude. I'm excited. Do you know what? I'm really happy with the fighters in the gym at the moment. Lerone Richards, Jordan Gill, Hopey Price, 3 really, really talented fighters. So fucking every day in that gym is great, So it's good. I'm excited for the next couple of years, really.
Good stuff. Well, Dave, thank you very much for giving quite a bit of your time this Monday afternoon.
Cheers, mate.
I will let you get back to your day.
Oh, we've got a school running in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Time that just right.
Lovely. I've been doing.
You'll be doing that. You'll be doing that soon.
I've been doing them already.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I did one the other day, and I turned up there, and I was thinking, my missus' little boy don't know that I'm going to be here. And then obviously all the mums and dads, they all know each other because they're always there. And then I saw one of her mates come over and went, "You are in the right place, by the way, KUGAN." I went, "Oh, right." And I stood with her and I thought, I'll just stay here. So people knew that I was coming to collect a child. Do you know what I mean? Not just wandering about there. So, and then he come out and he ran out and went, "Oh, what are you doing here, picking me up?" And so, yeah, it was all good.
Oh, that's good.
Just getting used to it all,
That's it, mate. Get used to it. You got many, many years of that shit to go. Woo, my daughter's 16 this week. Fucking hell. Yeah. Mate, 16.
I remember thinking your wedding, and how old was she at your wedding?
She'll have been probably about no, if she was 8. She'll have been about 10.
10.
Yeah. No, 9.
Yeah,
9.
I remember.
Yeah. So things change, mate. They get older. Fucking hell. Older, more expensive.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah, she's about to be 16. She's planning what car she's gonna have next year. She keeps pestering me to drive. She wants to take her in car parks, driving my car. I'm like, you've got another year before you're even eligible. Like, chill out, slow down. Yeah, my car insurance is gonna be this. I'm gonna get this. I remember we did it ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Did it ourselves when we were young. But
She's already looking at car insurance.
She's always looking at car insurance. Already, she knows what she wants.
Good luck with that.
I know. Good. Yeah, I know.
All right, Dave. Thank you very much
All right, mate.
to us, and yeah, we'll definitely catch up again soon, mate.
Cheers, mate. Nice one for that. See you soon.
See you soon.
Shy, 'cause life won't bring you down too far.